Yeah, look, I agree with you. Let me but let me approach this problem the same way I would approach any problem with a child, which is that I would never disagree with a child.
Mm.
Never disagree with your daughter. Never. Never disagree with her. Just present other perspectives.
Mm.
Never say that's wrong. You can say that's interesting. Here's another way to do it, and here's the pros and cons and consequences of doing this and not doing this, and there's a consequence to everything. You have to decide whether or not, life is which problems you want to have and whether or not you want to live with them, which consequences there are and whether or not you want to live with them. That's why people turn to crime. It's not because they're criminally orientated, it's because they are satisfied enough to deal with the consequences of their own actions. And if they're not, they will be forced to eventually. The important thing to understand is that one of the greatest human skills is the ability of adaptability. It's not that you have the skill to do something, it's that you can develop the skill to do something.
Mm.
It takes 21 days to form a permanent new habit in life. 21 days.
Mm.
If you focus on it, 21 days. For some, slightly less, for some, slightly more, but the average is 21 days. It doesn't matter what system that you live within or are forced to live within as a child. Beyond the age of 18, in the space of 21 days, you can form any new habit.
Mm.
That's what's important. It's not important to have the habit of being able to get up early and work 5 days a week. It's important to have the skill of being able to adapt to that when you need to. That's what's important. 5 plus 2 is good. It's a good average. Some people live 6 plus 1. Some people live 4 plus 3. There is a movement towards that which has positive and negative elements to it. There's other aspects though, which are, do you want to work for someone or do you want to build your own company?
Mm.
Or do you want to work for someone and then build your own company? Or do you want to try and work for yourself? And if you can't work for yourself, then work for somebody else. Do you want to be able to experiment with these things? With the changes in global situations, maybe you want to do what is the best average of things that need to be done. Maybe you want to go to school. Maybe you want to finish school with a number of qualifications. Maybe you want to go to university. Maybe that provides some security for you. Okay. And then again, maybe you don't. Maybe our children are going to change the world in a completely different way that we don't know yet. Maybe our children will pick up skills when they're 30 that change things. A lot of great writers don't start writing until they're 40. They don't have anything to write about. They don't have any life experience. Let me tell you what's stupid. Stupid is asking a child. Like I talked with my son about this. Like it's really, really stupid for someone to go to my son and say, "What do you want to do in the future?" He's never had a fucking job. He doesn't fucking know. What a stupid question to ask him, right? You're asking someone who's never had a job what job they want to do in the future. What a ridiculously stupid question to ask, right? I mean, imagine somebody who's never driven a car before and they're asking them what kind of car they think would be a good car. That's just stupid. It's just really stupid. So asking children about what occupation they want to do, it's just, you know, you're either guided by the skills that you have and what you're good at, or whatever it is your parents want you to do, or wherever there is the most money, or maybe something you're passionate about. They're all good. Doesn't really matter which one, I think, at the end of the day. Just keep your head down and work hard and everything will be okay. Maybe yes, maybe no. You know, the World Economic Forum states that by 2030, you will own nothing and be very happy. That's the official goal of the World Economic Forum. That's who's running social policy throughout Europe. That's who's micromanaging schools and universities and social funds and systems and a lot of employment opportunities as well. That's their goal. So they make posters and they put posters around cities. You know, just type into Google Images, you will own nothing and you will be happy, World Economic Forum posters, and you know, you'll get a list of posters. Yeah. That promote the work that they do to influence governments. So it's important to be aware of these changes economically that are happening. Schools change so slowly that by the time something is adopted or adapted into a school, it's already superfluous. It's already old, right? Who gives your daughter what she needs? It's not the school, it's you. Right? It's you. You give your daughter what she needs, not the school. You know, the school in essence is an organization that is employed by you to help your child. You know, that it's you choose which nursery, you know, you choose which school. You you look at the environment, you make the decision. So you know, it's the decisions of the parents that are the key influence in predicting the future success and outcome of what it is that the children want to do. And I think that there's no one way that guarantees any kind of success, although we need to be aware of statistical averages. That matters in terms of, you know, if try to think of an example. If you've got, you know, like with any product, if you've got two cars and you're going to study about the reliability and of which car before you buy the car. You know, if this car, if 20% of these cars have problems, but 60% of these cars have problems, then you probably go with the 20%. You know, you want to be aware of the statistical averages for successful choices, and be able to balance those things out, and not just don't just make a decision based upon how you feel. Don't ignore your feelings, but facts and feelings are forever in conflict with each other. Emotions create motion and movement, but the facts are the acts of life. So, and the acts should also be facts as well. So, there's a lot of difficulty in the balance. Something called helicopter parenting. A parent who's always watching their child, like a helicopter, looking down on things, can be very negative for a child. Like they don't have time to themselves. So there's these studies where the scientists try to put people in dark rooms. That's like the study is like there's a room, it's completely black, it's completely dark, and they will say to somebody, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go into the room and find a space, find a place, just sit down in the darkness and see how long you can sit there for, see how comfortable you can be in that space, in that place, in that space. And some people can only do it for 10, 15 minutes before they feel very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And that's the result of the world that we live in. The people are uncomfortable with just being by themselves. The Bible says that it is not good to be well accustomed to a society of bad customs. Yeah. Sometimes it's better to stand out than fit in. Sometimes. Well, it's better to stand out than fit in. Because if everybody spends all their time fitting in, you've just ended up back in communism again, to a certain extent. So if there's one thing that's important, I think it is never disagreeing with your children. I never disagree with your children. Whatever they do, whatever they say, accept it. Whatever they want, accept it. But point out there are other possibilities and there are other options available. And the positives and negatives, and your adult SWOT analysis. Look at, if there's something cool that we can teach children, it's SWOT analysis is a natural thing to do. You do it with your kids. Okay, what are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? And what are the threats? Children learn it like this, and then they have it their entire life. And it's a great skill to have, to know where you are in that sort of life map of things. And children get it very quickly. And what a great skill to have. And and that teaches us that some things might or might not be better than other things, but different is better than wrong. Yeah. There are many different ways to do things, many ways to cook food, bake cakes, and many ways to play the game. And a lot of them are not wrong. And so, I think always push this idea of the fact that we're all different. There's different ways to do things, and there's not really anything that's wrong. Expose children to experience different perspectives,